Well, going into the offseason, of course, there was one question here in Baltimore. Would the Baltimore Ravens be able to bring their man back? And they did. Joining us now after he re-signed, the guy you were all wondering about. He is our friend, Ravens defensive lineman Brent Urban, and he is back with us. Brent, it's great to chat with you, dude. Thank you for taking the time, man. Really appreciate you.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right, I have a few questions I got to get out of the way at the top. One being, I went and saw Our Lady Peace a couple weeks back at Rams Head Live.
Oh
Does that
man,
get me any temporary Canadian citizenship?
that does, man. That takes me back. We had like our, I guess like local music station, Much Music, and Our
Yeah,
Lady Peace would be on repeat when I was growing up. So yeah, it
dude.
brings back some memories, and you get your temporary citizenship
You
for
have
sure,
no
man.
idea, man. Like, I am belting. Now, I am also about 40 at this point. I'm damn near 40. So this
hmm
lines up time-wise perfectly. I was doing the ultimate dad rocking that. I mean, like air guitar, like screaming along with every word to every song. And I just thought to
That's
myself, like,
awesome.
I feel like if I had a little bit of poutine, this would be like the perfect Canadian Tuesday night.
100%, man. That's great.
The speaking of belting along every word, the video that we saw of you on the sideline last year, singing along with Whitney Houston, got me thinking about something. Are you the type? Obviously, you were happy to do it that day, but like, let's say you go to a wedding. Are you the type that has to like pretend for a second that you're not into a certain song when it's played? Because like you got to keep up appearances, like you're a football player, you're a tough guy, and then you can sort of like be like, all right, I kind of like it, or do you just not care about that at all? And when whatever it is, whether it's I want to dance with somebody or something else, whatever it is, you just say, I don't care if you judge me. I love this song. I'm going to be into it, and I'm going to, pull off my finest white man dancing moves here at this wedding.
It's hard to say. I think the moment is what kind of depends whether I just go for it or
Okay,
not. Obviously, when I'm on the sideline or on the field, I'm trying
you're
to bring
feeling
the
it.
energy and just
Yeah.
having fun, man. So I'm definitely not shy, kind of in those settings. I guess a wedding too. If they're playing some hits on the dance floor, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't shy away. Let's just say. So I think that's a fair
See. I
assessment.
feel like at a younger age, I was the type that had to pretend like I wasn't into something. Like I'd be like, "Oh, really? You're playing the Backstreet Boys? What? No! Like I'm gonna go. I'm gonna walk outside. I'm gonna get a beer." And then, like, I don't know what age I hit, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love this song. What am I doing? Why am I denying myself the joy just to keep up appearances to make people think I'm somebody I'm not?"
Yeah, I think just when you're young, you try to seem a little cooler, but
Right.
at a certain point, you just stop caring really and just kind of enjoy yourself. So, yeah.
All right, well, we've covered everything I needed to cover with you, Brent. Thanks for hopping on.
All right, see ya.
um, was there ever any doubt in your mind? I know it's been a couple weeks, so we've been trying to schedule. Was there ever any doubt in your mind when the season ended that you wanted to be back in Baltimore and that you were confident it was going to work out to keep you here?
Yeah, I felt like the season went pretty well for me. Baltimore feels like home. Just kind of the style of defense they play, like being physical up front, stopping the run. Kind of things that all kind of cater towards my individual skill set. So I was looking to come back, and luckily it happened quick and kind of got it out the way. So there's always kind of you're always kind of wondering going into the off season what things will look like, but I think me coming back was on my radar, and I was just happy to get it done quickly and kind of get that out of the way.
Is there any world in which it like maybe even means more to you this time around, Brent? Like, obviously when you're young in your career, everything's in front of you, but like, is there something about coming back and having it work after a few years away that allows you to have greater appreciation for the season that you had and gives you more of a feel for, like, this is 1000% where I want to be at this point in my life and maybe for the rest of my career?
I think so. Yeah, like when you're young, you're kind of not really realizing what's going on so much. You're just
Yeah.
kind of in the moment. But at this kind of age, I can look back and kind of be appreciative of my time here. And last season when they brought me back, it was kind of like a walk through memory lane where I was really just kind of taking everything in and just kind of realizing how far I've came, I guess. So, it just kind of brought back those memories and really did make me appreciate things more. Yeah, for sure.
I get that, man. Like, I get where it just means a little bit more. Brent Urban is with us here on GCR. How were you different like from going back again to a younger point in your career? What maybe you, I don't even want to say better, right? Because it's not like you weren't a good football player the first time around. But like, how
Mm-hmm.
were you a different person, a different, a leader? What was different this time around for you than maybe when you were here to start your career?
Yeah, I'd probably say the biggest thing is just kind of being a bit more of a leader. Early on I was pretty quiet and kind of kept my head down and that type of thing where, now I kind of realize how important it is to have like a good position room and kind of, get the young guys involved and try to help them out and make things cohesive as a defense just in terms of like getting along with each other and having like camaraderie and that sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
I think that aspect of the game kind of off the field, developed a lot over my years going to different teams and kind of, just going to new places and trying to fit in there and, seeing what the dynamic is and that sort of thing. It kind of helped me mature kind of in I guess like a social aspect, but also just like a leadership role, I think.
How many text messages have you shared with Calais over the course of the last couple of weeks? Like, how are you? How are you as a recruiter? I guess is the important question.
Well, I mean, man, Clayus knows I love him. I've always, as soon as kind of I came in, we kind of hit it off right away. And, it's tough seeing him go. But again, I think it sounds like the door's open and, he knows, he knows we all want him back and that sort of thing. So, yeah, talked to him a little bit here and there. And, he's a great dude. And obviously, would help the football team.
How much you kind of marvel at what he's still able to do at that point in his life, right? Like I gotta imagine for you as you gotten into your 30s, you started like sort of feeling a little bit of like, what playing this game does to you for so long. How crazy is it to you that dude is approaching 40 and is still this freaking good at this at this point in his life?
Yeah, it's insane, man. Just not even like the age, but just the position he's playing, man.
Yeah.
You take so much like physically up front, in the trenches, playing that long. It's crazy. It's like unfathomable kind of what he's done, and obviously playing at that such a high level still. It's crazy, man. It's fun to watch every single day, and I had a blast playing with him, obviously. But yeah, he's a marvel, man. There's not many guys who've been doing what he's doing, kind of in this part of their career. So yeah,
Bonkers.
it's been crazy.
It's so bon. And you see him and you're just like, and yet, and he just, he doesn't show any sign of how any of it's affected him. He looks like $1 million. I mean, he's the biggest human I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, it's just nuts how that goes. All right. So, Brent, obviously, we got, are you as interested as everybody else is? Like, you understand, like, the entire city of Baltimore is spending every moment of every day trying to, like, decipher every eyeball emoji that we see on Twitter and like trying to like parse everything. Are you as a teammate as like invested in what is going on? Is Lamar going to sign? Or are you totally able to like just separate yourself and say, dude, I have to worry about me. I can't worry about any of these other things.
Yeah, I mean, as like a teammate and that sort of thing, you kind of just try to focus on your own thing, man. There's so much that goes on, like every free agency and you gotta let guys do what they, decide to do as far as free agency and that whole thing. So, you can't be too worried about the next man. You got to just kind of hope for the best and, hope your team's as good as it possibly can be kind of going into the year. So I haven't been keeping up with it as I'm sure many fans are.
My God.
But yeah, I mean, he's locked in for next year and, obviously the football team's much better with him on it. So that's what I'll say.
Right. It's like the easiest thing in the world to say. Like, imagine, hey, would you like to have Lamar Jackson back? Yes. Like, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that we would like
I
to
think
have
so.
Lamar. It's so funny because, like, in this business, you're taught, like, even ask the dumb questions when you do interviews. I'm like, no. Some questions are too dumb. Like, I know the answer to that question. Everyone wants Lamar Jackson back. How do you handle, because I'm telling you, like, again, in my life, and people that are well-meaning, but I go to the gym and there's like 12 people, dude, what's going on with Lamar? I can't even imagine what it's like for you with everyone in your life knowing who you are. How do you handle the fact that it is undoubtedly all you're getting? Like, you go to the supermarket and 6 strangers want to ask you about Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's like it's obviously huge news, and people always ask me, but I really don't have much to say about it. So
Right.
you just kind of keep it short and move along.
Do you have like a stock
there's
answer?
so much.
Do you have like
Yeah.
when like that you just go to, like, I hope it works out? Like, do you have something that you've just decided that's what you're going to say every time somebody asks you?
I'm just like, I don't know, man. Let him work out what he wants to work out. He's his own man. It's a big deal. It's a big contract that needs to get sorted out. So it's not something you rush with, and yeah, it is what it is.
Can I assume that, like, all players are in favor of the idea of the words fully guaranteed? Can I assume that, like, no matter what position, I know that I'm not trying to speak out of turn, but I'm guessing that you're assuming it will probably never work out that there will be a fully guaranteed contract put in front of you, Brent Urban. Like, I know I still think you're going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Raven. I want to make that abundantly clear. But, like, can I assume that, like, the generality of, yeah, we like that thought that there should be more guarantees in contracts?
Well, yeah, 100%. But the business aspect of that, it's hard to do just in terms of like how much turnover there is in the league and how many players are on each team and the kind of movement compared to any other major league. So I mean I get it, but at the same time you want fully guaranteed contracts. I think that's been clear on players' ends forever, but it's business, and that's kind of just what it's at right now.
All right, I promise that concludes the Lamar Jackson portion of this conversation. Brent Urban with us here on GCR. Brent, at the beginning of last season, there, maybe a bit of a sluggish start. Of course, we all remember the Miami game, and there were some issues in the second half. But your defense came along big time and was playing unbelievable ball as the season came to a close. Can you, define for us maybe what happened as the year went along? Maybe, with a new defensive coordinator sort of getting his feet wet. Like, what happened as the season went on that you guys were playing so well down the stretch last year?
Yeah, we really turned it on. I think one of the biggest things is just it was such a young defense that's counting on young guys to play a lot of snaps. A lot of really talented young players, but that stuff takes a while to kind of get cohesive and kind of figure out what you're good at and that kind of thing. So it was a process. Obviously, we learned the hard way, like in that Miami game, and but we started off with the Jets game, and we thought we were great, and then we kind of got a gut punch with the Miami game a little bit later. So, I think it was just learning to deal with kind of our failures up to that point and kind of learn how to bounce back, and we faced a lot of adversity kind of in that middle portion of the season, and they really just made us stronger at the end, and kind of we got a lot more cohesive and figured out what we need to work on. And obviously it helps picking up a guy like Roquan Smith too. So, I think a lot goes into it, but definitely we're rolling at that.
Dude, how good is that guy, by the way, man? Like, I had high hopes for when he showed up, and I still think he was somehow even better than I thought he was going to be. Like, how crazy good is that dude?
Yeah, he's insane. He's I mean, I knew how good he was. Obviously, I played with him
Right.
for a year and a half in Chicago. Yeah, so I was just, I went to Chicago, and this guy's flying around making 12 tackles a game, and it made it really easy for me up front, and the guy's coming downhill like that. His athletic ability, great leader, great dude. Like, it's just, he would be a fit with any team, man. And so when we signed him, I was just ecstatic and kind of knew how much he would really help our team
That's
because
so cool.
there's very few players that can run and hit like Roquan.
That's so cool, man. It's so cool that you guys ended up back together here, and obviously, man, it was such a special thing to see. We actually just did a bracket contest here at GCR, and we took half of the money and we donated it to you and I's friends at Show Your Soft Side. We made it a charity bracket contest, and it's a bummer because we're not going to be able to do Project Runway this year. But how many animals are in the urban house? How many do you and Kate have currently?
We currently just have a golden retriever, Odin, but we're fostering a lot. We'll take on kind of 2 to 3, maybe up to 6 puppies, like kind of every off season. We just moved recently to. Go on.
Did you say up to 6? Like,
I think in terms of like total off season, you know what I mean?
I
don't know like 6 at the same time.
Okay.
But I think we've had like 4 maybe at the same time. That was about the max because, man, it's a lot. But we just moved to Austin recently, so we're kind of getting our feet wet here as far as like kind of figuring out foster situations and all that. But we're huge dog lovers. Show Your Soft Side has been great in Baltimore, and we always kind of make it a point to help out with certain events and that kind of thing they're doing. So yeah.
I was just thinking about the idea of having. We had, unfortunately, we lost one of ours, but we still have our girl, and with 2 kids and 1 dog, it's a nightmare. Like, it's just at one point on Sunday morning, Brent, I'm not even kidding about this. Both kids and the dog were all pouncing on me as I was asleep, and I just found myself saying, like, what do I do? Like, this is too much. The idea of having 4 dogs running around is just insane to me, man. But that's awesome. That's awesome that you guys have remained so committed to doing that type of thing. It's really powerful that you guys care that much.
For sure.
It's really powerful is knowing that you're going to be around, dude. You've become a really special part of this community, and we love the fact that you're going to be sticking around to be a part of it. Of course, everybody knows you can follow Brent on Twitter. It's Urban Legend. Of course, 96 is the way that you follow him. And then what about on Instagram?
Same thing, Urban Legend 96. My wife has like a food account, basically taking pictures of where we go eat, called @Brent's Belly, so you can follow that.
Wait! I had no idea. I have to follow that immediately. Oh,
yeah, go ahead, man. Kate kind of runs that and makes sure she takes pictures of us, going to restaurants and that kind of thing. We're big foodies, so we do a lot on that account.
Dude, what is this that you guys had at Szechuan Mountain House in New York? What am I looking at? Because I want to drink it. My God, that looks incredible.
Yeah, I'm a huge like Szechuan Chinese fan, which is like basically just really spicy regional Chinese food. So yeah, we went to that spot in New York. It was so good, man.
That's dope, man. All right, Brent, congratulations, brother. It's so great to have you back. Thank you for taking a couple of minutes for us this morning. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.